Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think back for a moment to the early summer of 2017. And if you were around in the zombies community at that time, think back to the hype and the uncertainty and the insane possibility that the long rumored, the memified DLC 5 would be a reality for Black Ops 3 Zombies. Well, we know now that obviously it was, and it took the form of Zombies Chronicles, which turned out to be one of the best, if not the best ever selling DLC pack for a Call of Duty game. Well, it almost feels like it's been decades from then to now, hasn't it, in the zombies community? We've come, and in some cases I think fallen, quite a ways. But ever since Black Ops 4 has released, there's always been rumors of a sequel to Zombies Chronicles, a Zombies Chronicles 2 DLC pack, if you will, for Black Ops 4. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing both official and leaked information about a possible Zombies Chronicles 2, and then relating it to the startling information that was released recently that Treyarch will be developing Black Ops 5 to be released next year in 2020, and how that relates to the content plans that we know of for a Zombies Chronicles 2. Now, the first information, the first tease about content beyond the first Black Ops Pass and Black Ops 4 came right from the horse's mouth, the head of Zombies at Treyarch, Jason Blundell, where he said this in a live stream.
Last map of the Chaos story for this season. So,
Jason, where are you going with this?
Now, Jason Blundell isn't usually one to mince words. He uses the term "this season" for a reason. He's not talking about this game or this platform. He's talking about this season, this Black Ops Pass season of content, which obviously implies that there will be other seasons beyond the Black Ops Pass. So it got people immediately thinking, okay, looks like Zombies Chronicles 2 or some kind of Seasons Pass 2 for Black Ops 4 is going to happen. Then the now famous Call of Duty leaking group, the Woo Lads, over on Twitter unleashed this torrent of information where they said, quote, "We keep getting asked about zombies in the 2019-20 season. Zombies will continue on Black Ops 4 outside of the first Black Ops Pass. Chaos is finished for this season, as Jason Blundell said, but not for Black Ops 4. Ether will be the rest of this season, DLC 3 and 4, and the maps in production for this second season of content, this Zombies Chronicles 2, if you will, are the following: Nuketown, Call of the Dead, Green Run and Transit, Die Rise, and Buried. These maps are all planned to have their own Gauntlet, Grief, and possibly even Turned modes. The second season of Black Ops 4 Zombies will have 2 more Chaos maps with some of the aforementioned Ether maps. So if you're keeping track, that's 5 remastered Ether maps and 2 new Chaos maps that would be included in this Zombies Chronicles 2 pack. They continue by saying that 5 and Mob of the Dead may be faithfully remastered 2 instead of reimagined as they are in Black Ops 4, but that's subject to development changes. I didn't really see that as a possibility, but they continue by saying that Call of the Dead is planned to be a faithful remastered, whereas Transit, always controversial Transit, is planned to be a bit more unique, which I think is a great thing. So there you have it. There will be a second season of content beyond the Black Ops Pass in Black Ops 4, teased at by Treyarch themselves and seemingly confirmed by a group of very reputable leakers within the community. But the huge bombshell question that we now have to ask, and I never thought this would be part of the debate, but unfortunately it is have those plans now changed? As I mentioned earlier, and as you guys must have heard by now, Activision recently told Treyarch to take the lead of development for Call of Duty 2020. That's the Call of Duty that's going to be released after Modern Warfare 4, so COD 2020, to be developed by Treyarch primarily and supported by the other 2 COD development studios, Raven and Sledgehammer. Now that Treyarch has been tasked with producing a totally new Call of Duty game next year, that time that was originally allocated to producing a second season of content for Black Ops 4 may be scrapped entirely so that Treyarch can focus on producing content for the inevitable Black Ops 5. So that's one school of thought that says basically the Zombies Chronicles 2 plan is going to be cancelled or at least put on hold until the next game, Black Ops 5, when hopefully Treyarch doesn't have to just rush to put out a whole nother game, and it will be released either at launch, which will throw in these extra remastered ether maps as a bonus, as a selling point for Black Ops 5, but unfortunately none of it will be released on the Black Ops 4 platform. Now some people are saying, you know, that might be a good thing. A lot of people in the community hate, or at least dislike greatly, the changes that Treyarch has made to zombies in Black Ops 4, and they've been saying that in a hypothetical Black Ops 5, those changes might be reverted or at least made better so that it'll be a more enjoyable experience when you play these remastered maps. But of course, there is always the other possibility that even though Treyarch has been tasked to switch development to Black Ops 5 much earlier than anticipated, that there will still be a sizable team dedicated to this second season's pass of Zombies content in Black Ops 4. I remember when we got a chance to sit down and talk with Jason Blundell and Craig Houston at the Black Ops 4 reveal event, that Jason was stressing that this was the largest ever Zombies team working on the maps themselves. And that was evident in the fact that they were able to release 4 maps at launch. And if you recall all the way back to Black Ops 3 for a moment, with the smaller team that they had working on that game at the time, DLC 4 Revelations was completed, already finished up, ready to launch by the time that Gorod Krovi released. So by the time that DLC launched, DLC 4 was already completed, and we assume the team was then already working on Zombies Chronicles.
Where's your head at for this 4th one?
Well, it's done.
It's done. You've already finished it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the community always says to me, "Oh, you just have them all sitting on a server." That's not true.
Yeah.
But in this case,
It
this
actually
one actually
is true.
for the first time ever, that's actually true.
So with the bigger Zombies team working on BO4 Zombies, as well as the possible added manpower from Sledgehammer, from Raven, that will be added to this Black Ops 5 project, I do think it's possible that these leaked Zombies Chronicles 2 plans could still be set in motion for BO4. That they could be able to manage the workload of creating all of these maps, releasing them in Black Ops 4 early next year, and still having enough resources and development time to create maybe 2 or 3 maps for a eventual Black Ops 5, which would be releasing next year. Like I said off the top of the video, I'm pretty sure that Zombies Chronicles was the best-selling Call of Duty DLC of all time, and you've got to remember that that wasn't sold at a pretty small price point. Like, it's expensive, man. I think it's still $39 Canadian here, and it sold boatloads of copies. So I'm sure the execs at Activision will be wanting to cash in on their Zombies Chronicles 2 payday sooner rather than later, if they think that they can get it done, and get it done within the projected life cycle of Black Ops 4, which will pretty much be until Black Ops 5 releases, then I think Activision will probably greenlight Treyarch to go ahead and make it. Since this revelation that Treyarch has been tasked to produce COD 2020, people have been one of two minds. They've been saying that these Treyarch developers are going to be worked down to the bone, man, and it's going to produce some content that might be a little bit shaky as a result of some kind of development fatigue. But then there's the other group that says, well, think of all the content produced during that every other year development cycle that Treyarch has produced games like Call of Duty World at War, Black Ops 1 and 2, which still to this day are considered some of the best in the franchise. It remains to be seen which game Treyarch will make a Zombies Chronicles 2 for, but I'm sure of it, it's going to happen one way or the other. I want to throw it to you. Which game do you prefer a Zombies Chronicles 2 to be released on? I'm going to include a YouTube poll in the upper right hand side. Click that and there's the options: Black Ops 4, or Black Ops 5? That's simple, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on a possible Zombies Chronicles 2 here in BO4 or even BO5. I read every single comment you guys leave on these videos, but I want to thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome Zombies content to come. I want to thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you with another Zombies video sometime soon. See ya.